So this is a artificial system, but it's meant to illustrate a simple method to determine whether you have a leak in your system somewhere. So what I'm going to be doing is flowing carbon dioxide into the AromaLoc machine. It's going through the membrane and then out the exhaust. Now, if there's gas flowing through the membrane, as there should be during fermentation, you can just simply hold a glass of water up to that tube and you should see bubbling. So this indicates to you that there is flow of gas from the fermenter through the membrane and then out again. So that's a good thing. But you're never quite sure whether there still isn't a small leak somewhere, maybe around the lid gasket. So a simple thing to do is simply increase the water depth. Now you see here, we've increased now the pressure in the tank by several inches of water, and still it's bubbling about the same as it was before. So this tells me that we have a pretty darn airtight system, and this is good. This is what you're looking for. Now, in the situation where you might have a leak, and we're going to illustrate that by just taking the screw clamp and opening it a little bit. Now, I'm not sure how much we have to open it, but we'll find out. But you see here, there's still bubbling, and some people might say, well, we have a good airtight tank. But if you increase the pressure in that tank, can you see the bubbling rate slows considerably? That means now there's gas flowing out somewhere besides just here. It's flowing out through a leak. In this case, it's here in this tube, but it could be around the lid or around the pressure relief valve, somewhere in the system. Let's just make that leak a hair bigger. So we have good flow, and then we increase the depth that tube is underwater, and you see that the bubbling rate goes down. That's because some of the gas is flowing out this leak in addition to what's going through the membrane. So if you see a situation where the bubbling rate goes down as you go deeper and deeper, then you've got a leak somewhere, and you should try to find that leak and fix it. If the leak is really big, you may not see any bubbling, no matter how shallow the tube is under the water. If you see that, you're not going to have much effect or no effect of AromaLoc, because there is no flow of gas through the machine. So you've got to see bubbling, and let's just take an example there. There's a little bit of bubbling, but now as we go down, you see bubbling actually stops, because now instead of gas going through the machine, it's going out the leak. And that's what happens when you have a little pinhole or a little ridge along your gasket or something that's causing a leak of gas. So what we want to do is have this situation that I illustrated at first, where we have a flow of gas at low pressure, which is here, just barely under the water, and also a similar flow of gas when you have a higher pressure. That tells me I have a pretty darn tight system, and that's what you're looking for.